Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here with Adventure Stamping in San Antonio, Texas. And we're still having warm weather. Whoop whoop. But we're going to get a cold spell. So I know all of us will get a little bit of allergy relief. So today I am inspired by a favorite of some of my special peeps. So just to let you know, because they are so squishy, right? They love them. They're not getting these because those are going to be throws in the Mardi Gras parade. But anyway, thought I'd show you for the inspiration. So let's go down the hands and let's do it. We're using Valentine Kisses today, and it is part of the free class to go the 16th through the end of the month. So all you have to do is make purchase on my store. All the details are there between now and the 31st of this month, and I will send you a kit so you can make your own. Everything's prepped for you. You just have to assemble and stamp, all right? So let's go down the hands and let's do this. Right, it's hump day, it's Wednesday, and I'm trying to see here, let's make sure that I have all my technology going. So, I guess I have to do refresh, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm looking, there we go. All right, so this is what we got going right now. So we're not going to make this, you have to wait till next week for that. I'm going to put that aside, but this is what we're going to be making today, and this is a notepad holder, all right? So, let me put this aside. Let me show you. I've got all the things that we're going to make it with. I use the stylish shaped dies. We use the largest circle on the stylish shaped dies. So you know that. I just brought it today because everybody always asks me, and I'm thinking, I don't know. We're using the doilies. We use the doilies a lot. I like doilies. We're going to use the stamp, this one here, the Valentine Kisses dies. And I'm going to show you how this is pretty amazing right here. Put that aside. And then we're going to get out all the tools that we need to make things happen, right? So I put everything in a basket. That's sort of one of my New Year's things. Let's see if I can put it all in a basket and make it work. And we're also going to need a notepad because we're going to put a notepad in here. Now I sort of covered this up and already did part of it only because it had a name on it. And I'm supposed to sort of try to stay away from that, all right? And then we're also using these cute stamp set here. Valentine Kisses, all right? So let's do it. So I'm first going to I'm not going to do the bear, let's do the bear first. I was going to say let's not do the bear first, but let's do the bear first. Okay, so all we got to do, and you see I've already done some of these already. Let's go ahead and just do the bear. So I want to show that to you right off the bat, how cool this really is. Really cool. I like it when things make life easier for you, right? And this is one of the things. So the bear, as you can see, I just used my scrap paper and I put it right there. Okay, and that's how it looks when you stamp it. And I'm not going to die cut it because I've already die cut, but I want to show you. You're just going to line it up, right? We've got it stamped already, and it's easier just to line it up just like this right here. Line it with a shape. And what I do is I do have a magnetic plate when I die cut so that I can sit there and hold it down. But if not, just use your Post-it note to put it down. And then I'm going to show you your end result. Here's your end result here. See how that looks right there? You got an opening here and you got an opening here. So this piece right here in the center actually does the die cutting right there for you so that I get this look right here. And I think that's just a really nifty thing to make life easier, right? Otherwise, I'd have to go and do it myself. And I really try to get away from things I have to do it myself. But we're going to use it. I'm going to show you how we're going to use it because I was inspired. All right. So I've gone ahead. Now, last week, if you've been following along last couple of weeks, I've always tell you to keep the byproduct of what you die cut. Okay? And here's one right here that we did I think last week and the week before. So when you die cut this out, and that was one of the pieces I had right here to show you is you know, sometimes we think it's not going to do all the stuff it does. So it's always good just to sit there and do it at least once so you know what it's going to do. But when you get through die cutting it, so you can see it's going to come out, and this is the byproduct. And we're going to use the byproduct for this today. I just wanted to point that out because it's, you know, sometimes we say, well, this is just trash or whatever, you want to throw it away. Well, it's not. It's something we're actually going to use. And if you can see when I was showing you this first here was where it was the first time, right? So I'm just using the leftover piece component. I did this one also to see if we like the difference or not. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put this little one right up here. And what I did is I went ahead and put it together. Now this for me is my little squishy because I know I had the special peeps in my life. I'm going to move this all the way here a second. I have special peeps in my life that's what they like, right? And what do we do for Valentine's? We get them what they like, right? You don't expect anybody to give you a gift that you don't like. So I'm just going to take this here, and I'm just going to look in here just like, make it look like the bear's like definitely getting into, giving it some squeezes, right? I just want to make sure I got the face there. And then what I did, I went ahead and die cut out this little bear. Isn't it cute? Just a little bitty teddy bear. And what we're going to do is we're just going to color the belly portion of it. Let's see what I do with that. I just had it. Here we go. So on this one, I didn't have the Stampin' Blend. So I'm just going to use a blender tool, all right? So I've already got all of my stuff ready to stamp. So we're going to use some techniques today too, and I didn't point that out to you, but we are. So I'm just going to use the back of my block. I got the bear on one side, and I'm just going to take my block here, and I'm just going to do the corner of it just like that. And that's a lot of ink. Sometimes people think that's not a lot of ink. You're going to see in a minute how much a lot of ink is because I'm going to show you. Okay? So all I'm going to do is take a blending tool here, and I'm just going to take a little bit off there, and I'm just going to come and color it in, right? I don't think you don't have enough. If you see the color start to go away when you're coloring, then that, or it fades lighter, then you know you have too much. Now this is one way, right? I could use a blender pen. I could have just as easy used the watercolor pencils with this blender pen as well. All right, and see the center of my belly button of my little bear is done. All right, so then just to show you how much extra ink, I'm just going to take a piece of this right here. And this, I usually try to clean it off, right? To make sure it's all gone. So that when I go grab it again, I'm not thinking about, do I need to clean it, right? Because then most likely it'll still be there. I should put the clamp back on. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the little bear, and I'm just going to tuck the little bear in here. Now, I'm going to sit up there. Now, this one, I actually had this down here. I didn't have it up, okay? But we could have. And the reason is, only reason why I didn't, is because I sat there and had, but I could have, right? We could have left it there like that. So maybe a little bit, I'm just going to put my little teddy bear right here. I think I'm going to put my little teddy, there we go. Let's hit say, I did it before, I know I can do it again. All right, so we're just going to have our little bear right there. So what I'm going to do to keep this all together, for the moment anyway, we're not going to put it down completely yet, is I'm just going to take a small dimensional. So you know those small dimensionals I always have everywhere? And I'm looking for the regular size ones. That's what I'm doing right now, trying to find those small ones, right? So I'm just going to put one small one. Find the little bear here. Now I'm going to just do it right over here. By the back of their arm there. Just sort of like right there, right? Just right there. So just keep it propped up and it won't fall out. Because we don't want it to fall out, right? I didn't get that off. I thought I did. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to tuck it back in, just like I had it. This would be me, right? This is me when I see my special peeps. I have my arms loaded with all kind of goodies that I sat there and brought for them. All right, let's see if we just pull that out. Give me that. There. It's like, seriously. Okay, I'm going to put it back in. Right? I don't know about you, but when I go see my special peeps, and it's the day like we're looking at now, they know, well, they know they're going to get a couple of things, right? They know they're going to get a gift, and they know that they're going to most probably get the money too. So when I actually did this one, I sort of put it to the side, but what I would tell you to do, and like I did the round to begin with, is I took a Post-it note here, or anything else you can do just to hold it down, right? So I sat there and I didn't want it quite in the center. I wanted to be able to put Happy Valentine's aside. And we're going to put this down in just a second too. So I'm just going to use a post-it note right here. And then I'm just going to make sure my words, Happy Valentine's, going to fit. So what I did is I went and make sure. So the bear, when you die cut, it's sort of got an indent right there, right the waistline. And that's where I want to put Valentine's. And I started off with it first because it's in the center and I want it to be the center, right? So we're going to mask this off and stamp this. So let's see what that means to you so you know what it means. Okay, so we're going to take this ink here. And I'll also have to have my cleaning pad at the same time because I'm going to have to clean it off. Okay, so we're just going to sit there. What I'm going to do is, first we know we're going to go right here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask off. You don't have to use a big piece. I just have a little piece of paper right here. That's that I have handy. And you can tear it in half if you want to. All I care about is I just want to block it right here. Okay? So I'm covering up the word right here that I don't want to ink up. Now, I could ink it up, but I just didn't, right? If you don't want to do it this way, then what I would do is ink it up first and then go ahead and just mask over happy. It'll work either way, right? Okay, so I'm just going to use the word Valentine's, right? So I'm just going to take this, as that fell off. I'll do that again. We're just going to take it right here and cover up happy. And I'm just going to take my pad right here, and I'm just going to roll it. Right? I just want to make sure all the words on Valentine, or all the letters on Valentine's, gets coated with ink. Not day and not happy. See? That's what it looks like. And then I'm going to come over here. So I've got this art post-it note down here as well. And I'm just going to line it right here. Okay? And the reason why I tell you, okay, now see, I didn't get that all the way. Let's see if I can do this one. I'm going to have to do it. I did mess that up. Okay, hold on. We're just going to flip it over then. Well, the reason why I told you to tape down the bear is because this is a circle, right? So if for some reason you sit there and did it off-centered or not the way you wanted to, because I wanted my bears to hang off just a little bit. So the nice thing is that, right, it's a circle. So even if you didn't stamp as straight as you wanted to or whatever, then it's a circle and you're just going to rotate the circle. Okay, so I'm going to do just like I did a while ago. I'm going to ink up Valentine's Day. Okay, now that time I did. I got part of that. I moved it. All right, so that's okay. Masking can be done a number of ways. So this way then is I'm just going to put it here. And then we're just going to come and stamp it right there. Okay. All right. So I've got that portion there, and I can put that aside because at least it gets me going where I need to go, right? So now I'm just going to take this on here, and we're going to clean the stamp. And then we're going to do the word happy above it, and then we're going to do day below it. And make sure, I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure, make sure I get all that ink off there. Right? Okay. Yes, because I didn't bring extra spare. All right, I just needed that to center it up, right? And I'm just going to come here, I'm going to stamp this here. And then I'm going to clean it off again. So I always use this when I sit there and I don't have the words separated. I'm not going to cut some people will cut their stamps. I'm not cutting my stamps. I can mask and I can do different things, right? So I'm just going to do the same thing I just did then. And I just got day underneath. And there we go. I got my whole happy Valentine's Day. Okay? So you can mask and you can then, I just roll it on the edge like I just did then, and that way I'm not getting the other items, right? It's just taking your stamp to the edge there. All right, so now we have our bear that we can take this off. All right, now I'm actually going to put the bear up on dimensionals, okay? I'm just focusing on the bear right now, get the bear done and the bears done, right? Oh, they all look the same from a distance, right? Like the distance is my arm length, right? So yes. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pay attention or not. I got a lot of different things going on today. It's like, I don't know about you, but my phone updated last night. It's very different looking. And then I don't know if Facebook was doing something as well too. All right, so see, I'm just gonna put it right here. Okay, we're not gonna leave an empty gap. My husband was concerned, right, that I had too much space because he hadn't seen the finished project. So we're just gonna put this on here. So yes, I am posting a picture of what it looked like. So when I was creating this, right, I had two things in mind, and I'll do both, right? But at the time I couldn't decide what to do, and I wanted to do one that was going to be for some of my special peeps, and then I wanted some that were just a little bit different and older, right? Okay, so we're gonna do this right here, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm just gonna put a dimensional right behind here. The big one. And I'm going to double stack it. So I actually just grabbed two just then, so that's good. And the reason why I'm going to double stack it, keep in mind the bear is already on a dimensional, right? So in order for this heart to be higher than the bear, I have to have a double stack of dimensionals. So that's all you're doing is you're just taking two dimensionals, putting them together, and I'm going to put it just right in here underneath this heart. And I'm going to take the paper off the top one now and put it down. And there you go. So that's just accommodating yourself when you have the double stack like that. Now, the other thing that we're going to do to finish this off before we put it on the doily, because yes, this is going to go on a doily, is I actually took the rhinestones here. So you can take the rhinestones and also the pearls, right? That you can color them because the ribbon we're using is bubble bath, so I wanted these to be the same and I want it to be really sparkly. So all we're going to do is we're going to take that wrong end. You can do it. That one's easier with this one though. The big flat and the bigger end. And I'm just going to color these, right? And I'm going to use 3. And I will tell you that when I put them on the sample that I showed you earlier, pink I was going to move them around, and pink dot was left over from that. So just FYI for you that yeah, the ink did that. All right, and I'm just going to take it on there, and you're going to see that it's just got a nice subtle pink to it, right? So if that's not quite enough, you want a little bit more, then just add a little bit more, okay? Don't sweat the small stuff. To me, that is the small stuff. Then there, and we're going to put this one here. So give them some sparkle. Yeah, usually I do this last, but I wanted to sit there and make sure you saw and caught right off the bat how to do, how to do this bear and everything, because it's way too cute. Okay, now we're going to put this on a doily. And let's see, let me pull all my stuff out here and get us our doily. If not, I know we're having an extra one. Here we go, right here. Let's use this one. And there. Okay. So then what we're going to do with this here is, here's the doily, and we're just going to cover it just like this. Okay. So that's how we did the first one. This is how we're going to do this one here. And because the doily has so many cuts in it, what I do to make it easier, let me make sure I got one that's got a lot of glue in it. I would tell you that, right? You don't want to have to like be squeezing. Let's try and see which one. You don't have to be squeezing a bottle of glue, right? Because it's low. So I'm going to get whatever one's got the most. Oops. Actually, that's going to feel a little bit heavier. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm not going to put glue over the whole thing, right? I'm just going to come in and put it in some spaces, right? I'm not going to have to glue the whole thing. Okay, it was so much for that. Let's see if we can get this or not. I don't really want a big glob of ink, and I feel like that's exactly what I'm fixing to get. Let me use my tool here. Let's see if this tool will do it. Oh yeah, there you go. It's got the pointy end. There you go. Oh yeah, there we go. I got glue that time. All right. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to lightly put it on, because I don't want it to squish out all over the place, right? Because this is actually going to be on the front. Well, darn. Okay. This is actually going to be on the front of the notepad, right? And only on half side. So that's the other reason why you don't want to accidentally put a lot of glue. There we go. That's glue. I'm just lightly putting some. All right. The goal is to lightly put some, right? Okay, now that's a problem, right? I'm going to have to get some of that off. Because, like I said, and then that means otherwise, in fact, we might have to try and think. Bottom line is I'm going to put this on the front, right? So, have an opportunity to get rid of some excess glue here, because this is going to be a problem, right? So what I'm going to do, just in case any of it decides to squeeze out, that was what I was trying not to do, right? The whole purpose was to show you, just do it lightly so it doesn't ooze out as you put something on top of it. But it looks like I'll have an opportunity to see how that's going to work. The heavier side I'm going to put to the left, because the right side is what's going to be. And then I just sort of centered this, right? So I got all the little hearts, both sides. I'm looking okay for the moment back there. Okay, so there we go. So that's going to be on part of the front of our notepad holder. Okay, now let's go to the notepad holder. First, we're going to start off with, this is an 8 1/4 by 10 3/4, scored at 5 1/4 and 5 1/2, and that is on the long side here. And you see I've already folded on one scored line. We are going to use some ribbon. Couldn't find the roll that I already had open because I've been making all kind of Valentine stuff between Club and Retreat. I didn't want to open up a brand new one when I know I still have one to finish. So we're just going to fold on these scored lines, right? And it's just a 1/4 of an inch difference, all right? Okay. Now we're going to have, it's not quite big enough, so we're going to have to expand it just a little bit. So what we're going to add to this is a 3 1/2, see if I can read, 3 1/2 by 8 1/4 inch, right? And this one was an 8 1/4 by 10 3/4, and it's scored on the short side here at 1/4 of an inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 1 1/2 inch. Okay. So here's what we have. Now the shorter side, this is going to go to, this one's going to come, let me get mine out here. This one's going to go here, and this one's going to come to the front. All right? But I always like to get my scored lines so I see what I'm doing, right? So what I want you to be able to see is this is what this is going to look like. I'm double checking. Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And we're going to put some glue on the shorter side, okay? The shorter side and this here are going to line up just like this here. Okay, we want it flat and smooth, and this is what's going to give us the extra that we need to cover our notepad, all right? So let's do this and get this down. You know, I always like I do enjoy making cards, and, the other card that I was just showing you, that's going to be, right? It's going to be a slimline card, but I took advantage of something else and made it into a card. Now, that's what I enjoy doing, right? I enjoy showing you different ways to do things that have, so not the same, right? All right, so I'm just lining this up, and you just need to line perfectly, right? So see how that lines up perfectly? You should do it on all sides, right? Ends, everything. So you can see that it's right here. Glue is nice because it'll allow you to sit up there and move it around and nudge it if it's not quite in place, right? So the way we're going to now cover this so you won't have to worry about this is where the notepad's going to go. Now the notepad is a 5 1/8 inch notepad, and this at the top is 1 1/2 by 5 inches. I already covered up part of it to cover up the name. So I wasn't sharing, hello, Bertner. So I wasn't showing the name here of the company. And all we're going to do is take this, and we're going to put glue on the top. Right here. And then we're going to put it on this, not on the whole back side. Let's just put some right in here because it's not going to cover up the whole back side, okay? And that's okay because all this is going to be covered anyway. because we're going to glue this down. So I'm just putting this down nice and flat, right? And it'll just take a moment for it to see. But see, from this front side, this is what it's going to look like, right? So it looks like you just either bought it or planned it that way and everything else, which you did plan it that way. That's because we're planning this, right? And then I'm just going to put it all the way back here. Oh no, I have a special peep that most probably thinks he's just going to like pull this right out, and it's not. I don't know if this is for him or not, but we'll see. I know the girls like the. We got girls that like bling. They like this. They all like squishy stuff, right? The peeps all like squishy stuff. So I'm just centering this, right? Because you want to watch this as your score line where it's going to meet, and this is this one over here. Okay? So I just sort of make sure I got it evenly from about that. It's going to cover up just like that, okay? So don't worry about it. It'll work out just fine. All right. So with this here, then what we're going to do also is we're going to put a little pocket over here. So you put notes, anything else. They always have to have something. So this is a 3 by 5.5 piece of DSP that I scored at 1/4 inch on 3 sides. And if you can see it, so the top side's going to be open, right? And I have scored lines right there. There, it's there, and on the side over here. So what I'm first going to do, though, is, my hand's sticky from the glue now, is we're going to come, and I'm just going to cut an angle just like right across the center of where those 2 lines cross. Okay? And that's just going to help it to lay down better. We're not going to do any other clipping. Alright, so that's just a tip that if you're going to do something like this, this is just a quick and easy way to do it. Alright, and then I'm going to fold this under. Now you could, right, you could use tearing tape. I'd have to be sure to get that on exactly. But I'm just going to use glue, again, because I can nudge it a little bit still. Alright, so see how it's going to look here? So these 3 pieces, so you do want to be careful when you put the glue on. We don't want big globs like I did a minute ago. Alright, and I'm just going to take and put a little bit of light glue right here. Now, love of my life has not seen the inside of this, I don't think. So there's opportunity. So when I did the first one, I didn't do any decorating, but on the inside per se, right? But knowing the special peeps that I have, and they like all kind of different stuff, I could add some bears and hearts here on the inside or stamp them. That would work. Or I could even, die cut some hearts and put them in here, right? I could die cut some little bears. I could do anything I want to. So just FYI. So when I put this down, I actually start at the bottom first so I can center it where I want it. And I actually just sort of put mine where it looks like it met up with the edge of the notepad. And then I got my little pieces already folded in. And I come over here and let this get folded in right here too. And I just sort of make sure I got it right. If I need to nudge it or tug it, then I will, right? So I'm going to tug it just a little. Okay, I think I'm happy with it there. Now, the other thing is if you wanted to, right, you could easily put a gift card in here. You could easily put check, money, anything you want to, right? That would work beautifully. Or the other option is I can write on this and I can just tuck it in this little pocket here because it's going to give you more room. It's going to give you roughly 1/4 inch room, right, to be able to maneuver and work with it. All right, but see, there's so many opportunities either for you to decorate the inside or they can decorate the inside. All right, so let's start working on the outside. So this piece here that we're going to put on is a 5 by 8 inch piece. And it's just going to go over this just like this right here. Okay? So let's put some glue in here. And this side would be just as pretty too, but I'm going to be using this here, and it was just a little much for me. I could have done it this way, but I didn't. But there you go. I know I have more than, well, I've already got 2 made. So I only have a couple more to make, and I got all my peeps squared away. So I can flip-flop them right around on the designs. And that way, nobody's is exactly the same. They're very they're all similar, right? They'll be all similar, but they won't be exactly the same. All right, so I'm just going to put this right here. That way everybody knows who's whose unless I put their name on it, right? Okay, so we're just going to put this down right here. All right, and then we're going to come over this piece here. Like I said, right, if I flipped the other one over, this would have gone good with it. This is how I've got this one set up. So we'll put this here. And then I'll show you how I sat there and managed to get my ribbon tied with all this on here. Alright. I could have left it open and do this, but I didn't. I just did it like this here. I'm just going to tug it a little. Again, same thing as there's still as long as so I actually sort of try to my corners, right? Sort of try to get my corners lined up. And that's if you want to know what the magic is here, that's what the magic is. If it's like in this moment right now, it looks like I want to tug it maybe a smidgen up, but my world's not going to end if it doesn't do it. All right, and there we go. All right, so now here we go. So our bear is going to be right here. All right, so I'm going to set what I'm going to do. So I have 2 inches. What we have is we have 24 inches of ribbon. All right, and go there. Okay, so what I did to hold this down while I sit there and tied my ribbon, so it didn't drive me crazy, is I just took my Post-it note here and I just got it to hold it down while I worked with my 2 ribbons. So I don't know about you, but I tell you, sometimes it feels like I'm all thumbs trying to make a ribbon. So the only thing when I did this, though, is I wanted to make sure that I could separate, right? I like the look like here, and I'm going to scooch it down just a little bit. But it's easy to slide off. I just slid this off for the other one since I didn't have the other ribbon with me. And I'm just going to do it like this here. Where did I miss you at? Oh. I mean, I was just fixing to say it almost could do the same thing with ribbons, right? I could put the ribbons down on each end if I wanted to with a Post-it note as well. Right? You can do anything you want. Whatever makes it easier for you. I know some people can just whip it together, and there are days I can, and there's days that it's like I'm all thumbs, and I don't feel like I can do anything. Right? We all have days like that. This is going to be one of those because my hands are sticky. Okay, well, let's just do what I was telling you. All right. They made these just for me, I think, some days. Okay, there. Now, I don't have to worry about anything moving on me. If this one gives me any issues, I'll do the same thing, right? I am not picky today. It is Wednesday. I am one day closer to the weekend. Whoop, whoop. Get to spend some time with the love of my life and my kiddos on game night. We get to do Mardi Gras bingo tomorrow, and we got the retreat coming up. So a lot of things going on. Yeah. So got my ribbon here. All right, now I'll take my Post-it notes off. Didn't bother a thing. Okay, now here we go. And this is just going to tuck in here just like this. So I am going to go ahead and put this on dimensionals. That's optional, right? Most definitely optional. But I'm just going to do it on the right side, okay? The right side over here, because it's going to be covered. Yes, and this is what it would look like on the back side. I'm just going to put 3 over here, just to get it, make sure it's there. And I can get one in the center, too, to make sure I know where the center is, or more. Let's see. Okay, and we're just going to take this off. And then we're just going to have a cute, fun notepad holder with some bling. So if you don't think you put enough bling on there, now you do want to make sure it comes on the edge, right? Because when they open it, you do want to make sure that the edge is going to be covered. And I'm just going to have it like that. And that way they can untie it, the flap will come open, and there you go. So if your pink isn't pink enough for you, then color it again, right? I mean, these things will let you do it all day long if you want to. So if I want to touch it up, I can touch it up. Oh, I touched it up a little bit more than I wanted to. And you know, the other thing you can do too that's always fun is to flick color on here. I would have flicked color on there in advance if I thought about that. I did think about that, and I was going to do that earlier when I made the first one. But Wink Stella is always my friend too. So again, if you're going to use Wink Stella, I think I did it. I just have to make sure I've got Wink Stella. See how you guys see the, make sure the fluid's in there. Okay, let's see now. We just want a tube coming here. And I could just as easily do that with the, right? I could just as easily do that with the other. The only thing is, if you do that, right, I don't want my bear to be, I don't want him to have speckles all over him. So if I want to do that, then this is what I would do, right? Just like we'd mask off the feet. I might get a little bit on the feet, but again, you can do the same thing. So it's just light, right? It's not like it's overly dominating or anything else. It's just, I don't know if you can see it, it's so light because Bubble Bath is light, but it's just got little speckles, right? And because I did it, oh yeah, I see the speckles, I can see the Bubble Bath, I can see the Wink Stella. All right, so I didn't coat the bear at all. So there you go. That is what we're doing for this week here. Next week I'll show you this other one here, but you will get a total of 4 projects with a free class kit to go. So here's what we got going, right? It's not that far away, right? So we think Valentine's is like, it's February, right? But today is already the 21st of the month. So you just got a few weeks, right, to get ready for your Valentine's. So start working on it. It's all about creating, sharing, and giving, right? So go out there, create, share, and give. And I want to thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube and Instagram. And if you want tutorials and other ideas, then you just need to subscribe to the newsletter because we'll be putting one out either today or tomorrow to give updates and everything, and we'll also put a tutorial in there. So with that, be blessed. Have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.